of other things. And
Мы находимся на стенде компании Avid, и сейчас мы посмотрим презентацию Pro Tools 11. Цель этой презентации показать, как можно создать композицию с нуля, используя программное обеспечение Pro Tools 11.
Lars will show you when he uses with a lot of third-party plugins. So, the Frankfurt Messe 2013. What's new here? Pro Tools 11. But another thing is also we show some other things. Of course, Pro Tools with HDX. We do have two new audio interfaces.
Сейчас человек, который проводит презентацию, рассказывает о том, что было представлено на выставке во Франкфурте 2013 на стенде компании Avid. И, конечно же, здесь мы видим Pro Tools 11, Pro Tools 11 M-Box, Pro Tools HD Native, Pro Tools HD, новые интерфейсы, новые интерфейсы Avid, Fast Track, Solo и Fast Track. Ну и сегодня нам покажут и расскажут о Pro Tools 11. Что же нового? Во-первых, конечно же, важная деталь, то, что Pro Tools стал 64-битным исключением. Дальше был полностью переработан звуковой движок программного обеспечения. Появилась оффлайнового баунса, появились возможности расширенного визуального контроля посредством различных индикаторов уровня, и также был улучшен движок для работы с видео.
Now you can play HD video directly from your timeline with different formats from Media Composer. That is actually really, really good. But this is more a music demo. But we do have a station with an HDX system, so you can see how that will work as well. LLB guys, we will of course have a bigger part of this, so you guys know that. It's important, okay. So, other highlights you can see here. So we have dynamic processing, low latency input buffer. So Pro Tools these days really help you when you start to record something.
Что касается 64-битного движка программного обеспечения Avid Pro Tools 11, было улучшены алгоритмы использования ресурсов. Естественно, вы получаете увеличенный, гораздо больше объем оперативной памяти, который вы можете использовать в программном обеспечении, ну и многое другое. Появились также несколько новых комбинаций, new shortcuts, как мы видим.
Then you can get new tracks. So the shift one will give you a master fader, control will give you an auxiliary, control.
Например, вот используя некоторые комбинации клавиш, вы можете спокойно добавлять треки различных типов. Там мастер фейдер, аут-трек, инструментальный трек, просто аудиодорожка.
Compose your music. So, what are we going to do? I'm going to play a guitar riff for you. I'm going to show you when Pro Tools is totally empty. And the other thing,
что сейчас будет происходить? Он создал новый пустой проект и сейчас сыграет какую-то мелодию на гитаре. То есть концепт, создаем трек с нуля. Будем использовать Pro Tools в качестве такого рекордера.
And you know, when I compose, I like to be totally free. That means I don't like to have a click track. I like only to sit down and play my riffs. And that is really important because there can be things around you that inspire you to do something.
Рассказывает о том, что когда он создает композицию, он предпочитает быть полностью свободным, независимым, поэтому он не использует клик-трек.
And then in another second you like to play something else. The two totally different tempos, and you will struggle to find a click track to that. That's waste of time.
Таким образом вы можете играть композицию, которая может состоять из двух разных кусков. И естественно, когда вы используете клик-трек, вам будет очень сложно потом в дальнейшем подобрать его, настроить метроном.
So let's see, this will be a challenge to do it. But even better, I don't have a click track, so I almost doesn't need to hear everything. So this is a challenge. So using Pro Tools as a normal tape recorder. Okay, let's see how it will work. I keep it simple. So if I turn on my click track to this, and it's a joke, but listen back how funky this guy could be with a click track.
Попробуем сейчас включить клик-трек, но и мы услышим, что метроном у нас, в общем-то, не работает. Давайте заставим метроном. Давайте заставим метроном соответствовать тому темпу, в котором было сыграно.
I could play the guitar a little bit better, but you skip that now. Okay, so then just identify beat, and I say, okay, I start on bar number 5 and end on bar number 9. Look what happens in the timeline. And if I turn on the click track now, it will be locked together.
Вот таким образом можно было выбрать какую-то область, обозначить ее начало и конец, и можно было выбрать функцию, при помощи которой Pro Tools будет автоматически выбран нужный вам темп.
But I know it's not locked in time, so I'm going to use elastic audio for that. So let's use the rhythmic algorithm and let's quantize that guy. We need to have a note for that. No, actually on this one I'm going to use the polyphonic one instead.
Если у вас были какие-то неточности, вы можете использовать Elastic. Elastic Audio — это квантизация аудио.
Now it will be perfect. So we have actually now a fixed timeline, and we could use the click track if you like to, but let's trim this one and let's add some more instruments to this one. So that's the other thing I like people to see. You don't have to be a really good keyboard player to create music. Let Pro Tools help you. That's what I want to do.
Еще одна вещь, которую он хотел бы показать. Если вы не очень-то, в общем, хороший клавишник, вы можете записывать все равно хорошие партии, и Pro Tools вам в этом поможет.
And one of the things is that it's also AAX and 64-bit. So that one I'm going to use and play some drums to. And well, I have some drums. And again, a lot of people when they do music composing, they put on counting.
Кстати, использует формат AAX и, конечно, 64 бита.
And then you play the wrong note, then you stop, then you take that away.
Записать.
It's not a waste of time. So instead, press play and practice, get into the groove. And then you just start to record anytime you like.
Таким образом вы можете записать на ходу партии и добавлять туда какие-то элементы.
It's not too bad, you know. I did use the input quantize to help me on this one. This is a really simple way to create something up top. But now I will show you a couple of small things you might haven't seen before. So I will do exactly the same thing and use some congas and bongas. And again, no counting. Start Pro Tools and start to record and have some fun. bongas. But I can tell you one thing, they don't work at all in this song. And it's because I have only played a lot of notes that doesn't make sense. So I would like to create a pattern out of this selection. And let's see how we can do that. But before, I'd like to show you another thing. So we do have the doc MIDI editor down here. And if I select here in the track show wire list, what I can do as well is also to see all my instruments within the MIDI editor. That's a great way for doing everything. And also what I can do, I can use the MIDI mirrored editing on top here. That means if I select anything here in my timeline, if I write a note here, it will do them on all the other parts as well. But let's make a part out of this bonga that we did actually have here. Here it is. So I'm going to use the normal trimmer for this one. There, 1 bar, loop trim, 4 bars instead, okay? So if I press my control key and write the note here, then you will see that they appear in all the other ones as well.
Сейчас показывается инструмент, при помощи которого вы можете из какого-то длинного куска создать луп, при этом у вас, используя определенный инструмент создания лупа внутри окна редакции, вы можете изменять этот луп, и он будет изменяться на протяжении всего момента, где используется.
You don't like to stop, to move, to play. You like to create your music when it sounds for you. That's so important to me. Yeah, that's a little more. Okay, let's use that one. What I more like to do for you is to add some more instruments, and later on I'm going to also add some drum loops. But let's use some instruments that is actually included in Protos when you buy it.
Давайте сейчас будем использовать инструменты, которые встроены в Pro Tools. Все инструменты, которые сейчас отображены, они входят в комплект Pro Tools и используют новый формат AX.
The great thing with that one is you can use it as a plugin on an insert, because it also has a speaker cabinet, you know, this rotating speaker cabinet, and to put that on the guitar on an insert.
Вот этого органа, который есть в комплекте Pro Tools, потому что он может быть использован не только как виртуальный инструмент, но и как плагин для эмуляции эффекта лист.
It's like chewing gum. So let's turn up a little bit of the tempo. So I did actually put my guitar track to elastic audio. So what I can do now is change the tempo directly. And you can actually also
гитары был использован с алгоритмом Elastic Audio. Это будет означать, что при изменении темпа автоматически у вас изменится темп записанного аудиокусочка.
So if I play back now and with another tempo, you can see my metering down here. It's actually great.
Вот слышим, да, использование Elastic Audio, что автоматически подгоняется аудио, записанное аудио под темп, под измененный темп.
Okay, let's do recording.
Давайте запишем туда бас, добавим бас.
Boring. I like to do it again. Is that okay? So, you know, when you practice, you should always do that in front of audience. Sitting home and playing the bass doesn't make sense. So that's what I want to do. I do it again. That makes sense. Oh, I like to play the bass. That's right.
Добавим еще раз.
Yes, there we go.
Ну, сейчас партия получилась более интересной.
Another instrument. And let's use an arpeggiator for the expand. So let's record that one.
Добавим еще элементы.
on and play some organ on top of this. Oh man, this will be hard, but I give it a try. Not too bad for being a guitar player. What do you say? Come on, let's see some smiling faces. Hey! Okay, so what do we do next? We have used elastic time to change the tempo, to quantize my guitar. Some old stuff, some new stuff. Let's check out how we can work with drum loops. Because there will be some problems, but Protos will actually help me sorting that out. So now we go to the drum loop section to make this a little bit more sexy. So what I want to use for that is workspace.
Записи в реальном времени различных MIDI гитар.
More instruments, here we are. And after that, I have to show you one thing. I have to show you one thing. It's actually the replacing part. But let's first add some drum loops to this one. So I'm going actually to mute my drum from here. And what I'm going to do is actually make sure I do have the workspace. That's here. So that's kind of a file browser within Protos. So you can search for any file. Audio files, movies, anything that you like to put into Protos. But there is always a problem with the used drum loops because they are made in a specific tempo. Okay, you can see the tempo here from 126 to 140. And if I pick any one of these loops and play them back, I can promise that no chance that we can actually do anything creative right now. Well, it's totally off. But let's do it like this, let's turn on the metronome, let's start Protos and let's sync them together. Then it will be a total other ballgame.
Сейчас был вызван браузер, который встроен в Pro Tools, и было рассказано о том, что одна из интересных деталей в браузере, когда у вас проигрывается какой-то аудиоматериал, записанный в проекте, и вы выбираете какие-то лупы в этом браузере, они автоматически подгоняются под темп. Но когда у вас остановлен проект, естественно, вы можете прослушать луп в оригинальном темпе.
You can see it's actually very bad recorded. You know, you can see the waveform is very, very low. So I want to show you some things that we did introduce in Protos 10, and that's clip gain. Okay, so let's take this one.
Сейчас рассказывают об одной функции, которая была еще введена в Pro Tools 10. Это функция Clip Gain. Если вы обратили внимание на волну, вот смотрите, уровень сигнала достаточно маленький. Вы можете вызвать функцию Clip Gain, и у нас появилась такая линия. Функция Clip Gain, она динамическая, соответственно, она может изменяться на различных участках. Таким образом, каким вы захотите. Таким образом, вы можете придавать формы
up here. I still go to my workspace and I have done some catalogs. That's actually some favorite folders with music drum loops. And I have one.
В браузере вы можете создать каталоги, где вы можете сохранить свои любимые лупы.
Let's listen back to it. Here it is. Yes, a little bit 4 on the floor. I drag and drop, I said it with the previous one. And now I can say you should go to bar 5. Because you can be in another place in your timeline when doing this. Now I don't have to know
Здесь был показан инструмент спот, в котором вы можете выставлять вручную место размещения определенных элементов. Например, там вы можете указать, что луп, который вы перетаскиваете, он должен пойти в пятый этап.
And I have pre-baked this a little bit because I have some inserts, and you can see it's the channel strip, and it's also the EQ7, and you can see I have some cents, and the cents actually do have metering. That's great. You have proper metering directly on your cents, and you also have that on your insert for plugins
that actually have a compressor or limiter or something. Okay? So another thing that's also
интересная функция в Pro Tools 11 это индикаторы уровня на сендах и также плагин. Более того, сейчас вы можете получить доступ к пресетам, не включая сам плагин, а прямо в окне редакции, вот таким образом, как вы видите на дисплее.
So you can work much faster. So 11 is full of these small things that I think make a big difference. So now we do have this little background, and let's hear how it will sound. Okay, I think that will work fine. Now I'd like to show you something. I've been on the road for many years with this program. And what you notice when you travel a lot is also that some functions that have been in the program for a very long time, people haven't seen. So I'd like to show you an 11-year-old function because it's so great. So what I have here is the same background, and you can see I have drum loops in a color of red.
Иногда бывает так, что люди, которые пользуются программой очень долгое время, не знают, что она есть, и часто продемонстрируют функцию, которая на самом деле в Pro Tools находится в этой программе уже на протяжении там 11 лет.
If you did post-production, if you had gunshots or anything that was spread out all over your session, or this song was 5 minutes, you like to exchange something. So this is called clip replacing. So the only thing you have to do is make sure you find the clip you like to exchange with, holding down the command, shift and the command key, and you select where you like to exchange it. Then you get this replace clip
Функция clip replace. Вы можете выбрать определенные участки и заменить их на нужные.
So now we have other sound at that place. That works for MIDI as well, and also with clip groups. So that's just one of the most funky functions we do have in the program, and has been there for a very long time. So let's step further and do something more. So we have some loops, we have some virtual instruments, and we did a replace clip. The thing I'd like to do now is play a little bit more of the guitar, and I'm going to show you a couple of things I hope you haven't seen in this section as well. So loop recording is nothing new, but there are some things you might haven't seen or used actually. So let's turn on my guitar, and for this one I like actually to have a count in to make sure that I start. Normally, as I told you, I don't need that, but for now. So let's do this, and let's play some funky guitar, okay? At least some people understand that you should give me a little applause. Come on. Yeah, thank you. That makes me a little bit more happy. And my boss as well. So, let's check out what's going on here. So I did a loop recording, and normally when I stop, you don't like the last one. So take that one away, and then you decide that at least you would like to see all of the
И вот таким образом вы можете раскрыть дорожку и увидеть все различные варианты игры. Записи увидеть все записанные дубли.
I show it how I do it when I don't have a technician. So I put on a view rating, and let's zoom in this piece a little bit. So now I can say it's a bad one.
Есть интересная функция рейтинг, когда у вас очень много дублей, и вы можете оценивать каждый дубль, чтобы потом знать просто, какой действительно вам нравился.
So let's give that one a 5. So imagine that you have a very bad singer. You have 40 takes.
that will take some time. But if you do the rating during your recording, that will be totally different. And what you can do then is actually right-click here, you track show high list, fill the lanes, show all the lanes, rated 5.
Вот таким образом вы можете выставлять рейтинг дублей в момент записи, а потом вы можете просто отфильтровать по рейтингу те дубли, которые вам понравились.
Boring by itself. Let's give it some edge.
Вы можете прослушивать различные дубли и выбирать.
Okay, what more can we do with it? So this is another way how to do this work. You make sure you cut up all your takes like this.
Вы можете также нарезать ваши дубли и выбирать те, которые
something totally new. I really like to create music when you listen back to it. So let's do that and let's show you how I will do it. So I have the normal background and then we start to compose a new guitar.
Таким образом, вы можете из имеющихся дублей создавать еще одни, делая такие вот компиляции.
You see my point? You can create some new stuff.
Таким образом, из имеющихся дублей вы можете создавать абсолютно новое.
And I do this sometimes only to get inspired by myself. Why didn't I play that in the first take? So you can use this in many different ways. So this was actually when we did a loop recording and we did that with different ratings. So what more can we do? So let's have a check on things that is new in Pro Tools 11.
Давайте еще посмотрим, какие новые фишки появились в Pro Tools 11.
The mixer window. This is very important. This is a big thing.
Появился новый bit mixer.
For what Pro Tools 11 is. So you can see that we do have cents with meterings. I have cents A3, F to G, and I have my inserts. So if I hold down the Alt Command key, then I can actually expand my send key. Exactly.
Вы можете расширить окно отображения стендов.
This really makes some big difference when you like to see where you are and what you like to do. And other things that can be done here is also, you can see now I have a very long channel strip. So what I can do is actually to take my faders away if I like to do that. So with no faders. Because you might have a D command or a D control on a control surface. Then you have your faders.
Просто они не занимали место.
Don't need to see them.
Делать такой кастомный вид.
Our faders, we have changed the metering. Hi, David. And you can see we have actually for
того, что вы можете убрать фейдеры, появилась еще новая функция отображения уровня.
And also you can see, I should zoom that a little bit so you can see what's going on here. We have here, so you can see if you have a plugin, and you can see your gain reduction on the channel stream.
Индикаторы уровней изменились, вы можете выбирать различные типы отображения уровней сигнала. И тут еще появилась еще функция. Вот сейчас показывается функция, при помощи которой вы можете выбрать различные типы отображения уровней. Под разные задачи вы можете выбирать различные типы отслеживания сигнала. Вот если посмотреть чуть правее, там появился индикатор ослабления сигнала.
All that has to do with the bouncing. But check this one out. So this is the normal bounce.
Появилась еще функция offline bounce.
Okay. So the plus key, and SVT will love it as well. If you only show this, I think you have done a download. Okay, so from this you can actually select different output paths.
В этом окне теперь можно выбрать различные выходы из программы. Можете делать выгрузку, экспорт нескольких каналов, нескольких шин. Все это может происходить офлайн. И, конечно же, вы можете отсылать экспортированные файлы в различные социальные сети.
.com, sign up, you get a free account and you can directly start using that one. And okay, I'd like to show you one thing that I did start to use this trade show. And when I'm going to do my recording on my own record, I'm going to do that after the summer. I have some good friends that are sight reader. They can read notes. So the bass player, what I do for him is select the bass, and I go to File, and I go to Export, and first I open up as a score, File, Export.
Еще есть интересная функция, когда у вас есть друзья, которые могут читать ноты, или музыканты, которые могут читать ноты, вы можете легко экспортировать для них ноты в формате Sibelius.
And then I save that one in my Dropbox. And let's see where I do have it here. I'm not going to try to hide from you guys. I only pick up my come on, here. My iPad. So what I do here, I open up my iPad, or Sven does that back home.
Ну и таким образом, когда вы экспортировали файл в формате Sibelius, вы, например, в Dropbox, вы можете открыть уже эти ноты там.
So I don't lie to you. You open that one, and to be able to read this one, I use an iPad application from Avid that calls Chords. So you select that one, Chords. So now Sven can actually open up what I did send to him through my Dropbox,
специальное программное обеспечение для чтения файлов. Это сделать очень просто. Загрузить тот экспортированный
файл. So now you can see the bass part I did great. And he can bring his iPad to his studio, to my studio, and read. So we don't need to print out anything. So I haven't used it before, but I can tell you after this trade show I will use this much more. So you can send to Sibelius, use Chords, open that up.
Таким образом вы можете экспортировать в Sibelius, использовать iPad для чтения нот.
So what more do we have to do today? Let's do it like this. So the thing I like to do for you guys is actually I did create this small little tube for you. And I will go here. If I have anything that... Yes. So thank you all for being here with me and watching my Pro Tools 11 walkthrough. And kindly I'd like you also to fill in these forms, because you can get the free copy of Pro Tools 11. And there are two girls walking around here. It's Jessica and Pia. They have these iPads, so you can fill in directly on an iPad if you'd like to. And we did had some winners also on Wednesday and Thursday. And if you did fill in the form and wonder if you were one of the guys that actually did get the free copy, you can read that on the screen that we have there in front. There are other things that will happen, of course. My friend Lars Gistel will make a remix of Alicia Keys' Girls on Fire. You have to check out what he's doing. It's totally different from the thing I did. And of course he will also bring in some more functions about what Pro Tools 11 is. So, everyone, thank you so much. And
спасибо за то, что посмотрели эту презентацию.
everyone, thank you so much, and I hope you have a nice and great trade show. I will try to have that. Okay, thank you.